this training video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to build your audience using Solomon's search system. So Solomon's search system is a robust system that is built on over 300 million B2B and B2C US records that you can query to build your audience for email outreach, LinkedIn outreach, ads, or anything in between, phone calls, all of that, or all of the above. So here's how it works. So the first thing is we go to find customer here. And when you're going to find customer, you will see a list of all the searches you've done in the past. So you can always revisit them and do whatever it is you want to do with them. And if you want to do that, you just go into here and then you'd see the list of your search itself. So we can go back in here and then you can click on new Solomon search if you want to do a new search. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how all of this works. So the first thing by default is you will see everything that we have about them. So everything from first name, last name, gender, age range, really everything that we have on them, you will see. Now, if you do not want to see all of this data and you only want to select a few, now all you need to do is you need to go, for example, you don't want to see, you don't want to see marriage status, right? So marriage status, all you just have to do is click on this little box here and it will hide that. See there is no marriage status anymore. If I want that back, I just click on that and it appears on. So that is the same for all of the categories. Some might not make sense to you, but by default, you will see everything. If you want to clear everything, you click on clear filters. That will clear things for you if you want. So let's walk through each of these here. Now, one of the things is you can search these labels if you're looking for filters and not quite sure where to find it. So for example, if I'm looking for, job title, right? So job title. So I can target and then that will give me job title here. If I'm looking for city. So for city, we have two types of cities. We have personal city and professional city. So anytime here in the filter you see anything that says personal, it means it's personal information. And anytime you see something that says professional, it means it's company information. So just be aware of that. So if you want to find the personal city of somebody, so it would be personal city, right? And if you want to find the company city, based on the company city, will be professional city. Okay. All right. Let's walk through each of these columns here. So first name, last name is pretty straightforward. One thing you will notice here very quickly is not mandatory or mandatory. So we call them non-negotiable. So if, for example, you want results that absolutely has a first name that's called Frank, for example, and for some reason that is something that is very critical to you, you only want to look for Franks, you can say this is mandatory. And what this does is you can see this little star here. It's now starred that. It means that this is absolutely a non-negotiable for me, meaning that every result you display must have Frank as a first name. Absolutely critical, right? And then if you want to remove it, you can just delete it here. Okay, so that's that, and then we can return this back to the mandatory. As you see, as I return this back to the non-mandatory, it removed that star. So just something for you to observe. So last name, that's cool. Gender, you can search gender based on male, female, or undefined. To be transparent, most of the results are going to be undefined, although you will find tens of millions of males and females, but a lot of them are undefined. We don't have sex for them. And then age range. So this is the age range of the individuals, 18 to 24, 25 to 34, and 65 and older. So if your search is, if that's something related to your search, you want to look at that. Marriage status, it can either be true or false. Are this person married or not? Has children, again, true or false. Personal phone number. So if you do have a phone number of somebody, their cell phone, their personal phone number, and you want to search, you want to do like a reverse search, that's when you would include the phone number. Most times, most people are not doing search like that, but again, it's available for you if you want to. And then, and that one is personal address. So personal address, again, if you have someone's address and you want to do a reverse engineer and say, hey, I'm going to give you the personal address and then find me who that person is, you can do that here. And then personal city, same thing. You can choose different cities, states. Now we have the drop down and the options for you to choose from all the 50 states. And then zip code, you can search for people based on zip codes. Personal emails, not business email, personal emails, you can search based on personal emails. So personal emails will be like at gmail.com, at yahoo.com, at msn.com. You can search based on that. LinkedIn URL, you can search again based on LinkedIn URL. Income range, there is a range of income here, personal income. And then one thing I've not actually mentioned is exclude. So exclude is basically saying that, hey, I want you to show me the result that exclude this specific condition, right? So for example, I want to exclude people who are making over $250,000 from my search. I don't want to see them at all. That's what exclude does. And you can combine include and exclude in as many combinations as you want. So all of this is very flexible. And then net worth, again, same thing is going to be net worth. You can have mandatory and non-mandatory, and then you can include net worth. There is a range there, less than 20,000, and then 25,000 and above. So that would be the net worth. Now that is all on the personal information side. So we can just click on that. So as you see, we've divided the searches based on personal information, business information, and company information. So under the professional information, this is where we'll do job titles. So in this case, let's say I'm looking for founders, owner, CEO, president, and let's just say co-founder. So what I would suggest you do when you're starting searching by job title is add different combinations of the spelling of that word in case, just to make sure you capture all the possible scenarios. So, and then you can do exclude as well. Scenario level here. So CXO means C-suite level individuals. So people who are chief marketing officer, chief financial officer, chief something. Staff is again staff level, manager level, director level, and VP level. So that's how to think about that. And then departments. So if you're searching based on departments, admin department, design, education, customer service. So marketing, again, you can search based on department, sales. Those are some categories for you. And then business emails. If you have the business email of the individual and you want to do a reverse search, that's what that would look like. Professional address. Remember, we talked about professional address being company address, the business address of that company. And then professional city, the city that the company is in, professional state. So for the sake of this example, let's just say we're looking for individuals with company headquarters in, let's just say California. Just keep it simple, right? And then professional zip, so with zip code for the company, work history. So this is where things get very interesting. So in the work history, we have some type of data set that allows you to see the work history of an individual. So let me show you an example. So if I go in here, and I'll show you an example of a result where we were, so you can visualize what the work history looks like. So you can then query based on that search. So if I go into find customer here, and I go to an example data of something we've just done, and let's kind of scroll all the way. So work history will be, so here's work history. So as you see here, we have some certain keywords that you can search by that indicate work history. So say, for example, I'm looking for somebody who has worked at Hinton McCurry Financial Incorporated, or I'm looking for somebody who has worked at Kinsey Construction Company, right? Or someone who's worked at, who has indoor air quality in their work history, or commercial air quality. So it's just really very nuanced, picking some certain keywords that might indicate a certain type of person you're looking for. So again, it's not commonly used, but if you want to find somebody based on something in their work history, you can include that. If you want to exclude people based on something in their work history, you can exclude that. Now for education history, same thing here again. If we go back to these data sets and we look at education history, that will be on the next column here. You can see some data set. Again, not everyone has that data set, but if you're looking for people who have, say, they went to law school, for example, Marshall White Law School, you can search based on those specific keywords and it will bring up people like this. Or someone who has Bachelor of Arts, religion or religious. So again, or someone who has a work history working at an HVAC company. So that is where it becomes very powerful to use education history. Again, not everyone has that information, but if it's very important to your search, you can search to include and exclude work history. Now, when it comes to company information, this is where you say, I want to search based on company name. I want to search based on company websites. So if you're curious about what company website looks like, so in this case, it would actually be under the company domain section. So you can search based on Russell Corp. So you don't want to add www dots, you just want to add the actual website .com, .co, .ai, .org, whatever that is. So here's an example of that. So you can search for people who have a certain domain name associated with them, meaning that typically they are working at that company. Now, if you're curious about CCID is more like a identifier, it's a ID of some sort. Now, if you're looking for people who have similar IDs, now most times you wouldn't use this, but let me show you what that looks like if you're curious about CCID. So this is CCID here. It's sort of like an internal way of tracking an individual or certain types of individuals. So that's what I would use. Most times you wouldn't need to use that, but again, it's a tracker from everyone has an independent ID. So again, most times you wouldn't use that, but that's what that is for. Now, SIC code is very interesting. So SIC code stands for Standard Industry Classification Code. So every industry has some sort of code. Now, sometimes when you're searching based on our industry type, right? You might not find an industry you're looking for. It's too restricted for you. In that case, SIC codes might be a great option for you. So here's kind of how it would work. So let's go back to SIC codes here. Where are we? SIC code. We had SIC code somewhere here. So if I hope we go SIC code. We seem to have lost our SIC code. Oh, actually, we were on company information. Here we go. So SIC code here include. So we have a whole bunch of numbers. So if you're curious to understand what these numbers are, just go to this website here, sec.gov, or just type SIC codes, and you will see a lot of information about this. And as you see here, there are many types of SIC codes. So if you're looking for people in forestry, if you're looking for, let's give an example here. Let's find a code here. So if you go back here and we say maybe, I don't know, 700, for example. So 700 is agricultural services. If you notice that in the main industries, there is no agricultural services. So this is a really good way to segment your audience. So if you're looking for a mobile homes industry, if you're looking for office furnitures, SIC codes become extremely powerful a way to filter your results. So you can exclude and include SIC codes, and then company address, company city, company states. You can choose one of the drop downs, company zip codes, company LinkedIn URL. If you have that, you can search for people who are associated with that company LinkedIn URL. Company revenue is a powerful one. You can search based on the revenue the company has generated. You can include or exclude companies with certain types of revenue. That's the revenue here. And then this one is company employee counts. How many employees does the company have? You can include and exclude, and an industry, include and exclude as well. Company description. This one is very interesting. So companies describe themselves in various ways. So you can include or exclude different keywords. So let's see examples of company description, just so you can understand. So if I scroll all the way to the end here, you will see that this company described themselves, Alpine Power System established in 1963, is an independent B2B global blah blah blah. You see how they've described themselves. You see there's some keywords here: ISO 9001, ISO 14001. So if you're looking for companies that describe themselves in certain ways or have certain types of keyword associated with them, that is where the company description, including and excluding, really becomes powerful. Related domain is not one you would use that much, but is basically any additional types of domain names that the company has as well. So for example, this company here is restaurantdepot.com, restaurants.com. So that's another extra company domain. So those are just things for you to consider. So again, you wouldn't use all of these filters, but if you choose to use them, then it makes sense. So in this case, we've done something very, very simple. I believe we just searched based on job title and I believe location. So once you're done with your search, you then go search here, and then it will kind of look through our database to find you the data you're looking for. Now, as this is loading, one thing to make a note of is that the data that will be loaded here is specifically just sample data for you to get a sense of it, and you're not paying for anything, so no credit is being taken away from you at this point. And what you see here is also the number of results you can see. So whenever it says 10,000 results, it means that 10,000 or more results really is what that shows there. So if it's below 10,000 results, then it will tell you the number of people we can find that fits that specific criteria. Now, once you're happy with the results here and everything you're seeing here, you can see some insight about them. If you're not happy with the search result that is pulling out, then you can always make modifications on the side here and launch your search again. But once you're happy, all you need to do is just to save the results here, and then you can go training video contact search. Now, the interesting thing is you have to note is that uh, you can only display between 100 and 2500 results at a time. So that's the limit. It can be less than 100. It can be more than 2500. So in this case, let's just say 204. So you can see the little note there should be between 100 and 2500. So let's go 204. And then once I'm fine with that, I can save the result. And then saving the result, they can take a few minutes to show on the dashboard. Sounds perfect. Now that it's been saved successfully, the credits will be withdrawn at this point, and then we can then go into the Solomon dashboard here. As you can see, that was the search we did, training video contact search, and then you can click on anywhere along here. You see the size, you see the action. You can click on here, and here's the result we're looking for. So we were looking for founders and CEOs. So as you see here, president, vice president, senior vice president, so owner, president. So these are the types of people we're looking for that had president, owner, some of those keywords in their information. Right now, once I'm done with this, all you can do is just export this as a CSV file, download it into your system, and let's just kind of go export new list. Let's just go new training list, and then I save it, and I can open this up, and I can use that data anywhere else I want to, which makes it pretty easy. So here's kind of what the data would look like. So it makes it very relatively easy to use. Okay, so that's pretty much it. How to use the Solomon search system to build your searches. I'll see you in the next video.